Have you ever found yourself wide awake in the stillness of the night, staring at the ceiling, unable to return to sleep? It's an odd sensation, isn't it? You glance at the clock, and it's always right around 3 a.m. or 5 a.m. You're exhausted, yet sleep seems to elude you. As someone chosen for a higher purpose, this is no mere accident. It's not just a random event. There's a deeper reason behind these wakeful moments, and in this video, we'll explore why those who are called for a divine purpose, like you, keep waking up between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. Stick with me until the end, and not only will you understand the importance of these sacred hours, but you'll also learn how to harness this time to connect with God and receive His divine guidance for your life. Being chosen by God means you are set apart for a special mission, called to live in alignment with His divine will. However, with this calling comes unique challenges and responsibilities. As someone chosen, you may often feel isolated, misunderstood, or burdened by a weight that others cannot see. You bear a spiritual mantle that requires constant attunement to God's voice. Sometimes this means waking up in the dead of night. Waking between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. is not a random occurrence. It's a divine wake-up call. God is reaching out to you during these hours because He has something of great importance to share with you. The spiritual realm is most active during these hours, and God seeks to guide His chosen ones like you through divine instructions, spiritual encounters, and revelations. You might be questioning, why these specific hours? Why not during the day or at a more convenient time? To fully understand this, we must explore the concept of the fourth watch. In biblical times, the night was divided into 4 distinct watches, each lasting roughly 3 hours. The fourth watch, which occurs between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., holds particular spiritual significance. This is when God frequently visits His chosen ones, bringing angelic assistance, divine revelations, and spiritual breakthroughs. Many pivotal moments in the Bible occur during the fourth watch. This is known as the hour of divine visitation and intervention. Allow me to share some biblical stories that highlight why this time is so crucial for those chosen by God. One of the most renowned examples is found in Genesis 32:24-30, where Jacob wrestled with God through the entire night. It wasn't until the break of dawn, during the fourth watch, that Jacob received his blessing. This wasn't just any ordinary blessing. Jacob's name was changed to Israel, marking the beginning of a new destiny for him and his descendants. Imagine if Jacob had returned to sleep. He would have missed his divine moment of transformation. Similarly, as a chosen one, when you wake up in the middle of the night, God is presenting you with the same opportunity for transformation. He's calling you to engage in prayer and not let go until you receive the blessing He has set aside for you. Another powerful example comes from the New Testament in Mark 6:48, when Jesus walked on water to reach His disciples. They were battling a storm in the middle of the night, and it wasn't until the fourth watch that Jesus appeared, walking on the water to meet them. His presence calmed the storm and brought peace. This story serves as a reminder that when chosen ones face their greatest struggles, God shows up during the fourth watch. In the darkest moments, He intervenes, bringing peace and resolution to the storms in your life. Now that we have a deeper understanding of the fourth watch and its spiritual importance, let's explore why chosen ones like you are waking up during these sacred hours. There are several profound spiritual reasons behind this, each one tied to your divine calling. Chosen ones are not called to lead ordinary lives. They are set apart to maintain a continuous connection with God. During the day, the distractions and busyness of life can make it difficult to hear God's voice clearly. However, between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., the world is quiet and your spirit is open to divine communication. This is a sacred time, a time when God is inviting you into a deeper relationship with Him. He's calling you to spend time with Him, to listen for His voice, and to receive His guidance. In this stillness, God whispers his secrets to those who are chosen to hear them. Another reason God may be waking you up at these hours is to engage in spiritual warfare. The Bible tells us that the enemy is always at work, particularly in the dark hours of the night. In Matthew 13:25, Jesus warns, "But while everyone was sleeping, his enemy came and sowed weeds among the wheat and went away." The enemy often uses the cover of darkness to launch his attacks, sowing seeds of confusion and seeking to disrupt God's plan for your life. As a chosen one, God wakes you during these critical hours so that you can stand guard and protect the spiritual territory he has entrusted to you. Ephesians 6:12 reminds us that our battle is not against flesh and blood, but against powers and principalities, against the rulers of darkness in this world, and against spiritual wickedness in high places. Your prayers during these hours serve as powerful weapons that can tear down strongholds and thwart the plans of the enemy. Chosen ones are also frequently given prophetic insight into their future and the world around them. Between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. Your spirit is most receptive to divine communication, and God may be trying to speak to you through dreams and visions. In Joel 2:28, God promises that in the last days he will pour out his spirit, and young men will see visions, and old men will dream dreams. If you wake up after a vivid dream, don't dismiss it. It could be God attempting to reveal something important to you, a message you need to understand for the journey ahead. Now, if this resonates with you, keep this in mind. The divine purpose for your life is unfolding, and these wakeful moments between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. are a key part of that journey. God is preparing you for something greater, and he is calling you to rise up during these sacred hours to receive the guidance, strength, and wisdom you need to fulfill your divine calling. This is not a time to fear or dread waking up in the middle of the night. It's an invitation to step into a deeper relationship with God, to hear his voice more clearly, and to receive his divine instructions for your life. Let these moments serve as a reminder that you are chosen, set apart, and called for a purpose far greater than anything you could ever imagine. And as you embrace these wakeful hours, remember that God is always with you, guiding you and empowering you to walk in his divine will. The fourth watch is not just a time of night, it is a powerful spiritual moment, an opportunity for divine intervention, breakthrough, and transformation. Embrace it, for God is speaking to you. Instead of tossing and turning, Michael decided to spend the next few hours in prayer. As he prayed, he felt an overwhelming sense of peace, and suddenly, a vision came to him, clear instructions on what his next steps should be. God revealed to Michael that he was called to serve others in a new capacity, one that would bring fulfillment and purpose to his life. From that moment on, Michael followed the guidance he received during that early morning hour, and his life transformed in profound ways. He found the courage to leave his unfulfilling job and pursue a career in ministry, where he felt truly aligned with his divine calling. Samantha and Michael's stories serve as powerful reminders of the importance of responding to God's call during these sacred hours. When you wake up between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., you are not just waking up to a random moment of restlessness. You are waking up to a divine invitation. Whether God is calling you to intercede for others, to meditate on his word, or to engage in spiritual warfare, these moments are precious opportunities to align yourself with his will and to gain clarity for your life's purpose. Now that you have a deeper understanding of why God is waking you up during these early hours and what you should do in response, it's important to recognize that this time is sacred. As a chosen one, you have a responsibility to use it wisely. When you wake up, take a moment to acknowledge the presence of God. Don't rush back to sleep or waste the opportunity to connect with him. Instead, embrace the stillness and listen for his voice. Remember, these moments could be the key to unlocking the next chapter of your life. It's also crucial to note that your prayers during these hours are not just personal. They can impact others as well. God may place people on your heart, and it's your role to intercede for them. Whether it's praying for a family member's health, a friend's breakthrough, or the protection of your community, your prayers are powerful. You are a watchman in the spirit, and your intercession can bring about change in the natural world. Furthermore, as you spend time in prayer, allow God to reveal specific instructions for your life and the lives of others. Sometimes God uses these early morning hours to provide prophetic insight, direction, and clarity. This is a time for divine revelations that can shape your future and guide your decisions. When you receive these revelations, write them down. Keep a journal by your bedside to record any dreams, impressions, or words you receive. Many chosen ones testify that their most profound revelations came during the early morning hours, and these divine messages often set the course for their lives and ministries. As you continue to embrace the sacred hours of 3 a.m. to 5 a.m., you'd to remember that you are not just waking up in the middle of the night. You are stepping into a divine encounter with God. Whether you're praying, meditating, or receiving prophetic insight, these moments are an opportunity for transformation, healing, and empowerment. You are chosen for a purpose, and God is using these early hours to equip you for the journey ahead. Embrace the call, trust in the power of your prayers, and know that God is always with you, guiding you toward the fulfillment of his divine plan for your life. Michael knew that God was trying to grab his attention, so he decided to spend some time in prayer, asking for clarity regarding his divine calling. That night, Michael experienced a profound vision where he saw himself preaching and leading others to Christ. He sensed God speaking to him, telling him that it was time to step into full-time ministry. The next morning, Michael could not shake the feeling that his life was on the verge of a monumental change. Over the next few months, he continued to seek God for further confirmation, and eventually, he left his job to pursue ministry full-time. Today, Michael leads a flourishing ministry that impacts the lives of hundreds. His testimony is a powerful reminder that when you wake up during the fourth watch, God may be revealing the path to your destiny. Pay attention to the visions, dreams, and impressions that come during these hours, as they could hold the key to unlocking your divine purpose. As a chosen one, God has called you to be a spiritual watchman. This role requires you to be alert, vigilant, and committed to protecting what God has entrusted to you. It's a heavy responsibility, but it's also an incredible honor. Ezekiel 33:7 says, "Son of man, I have made you a watchman for the people of Israel. So hear the word I speak and give them warning from me." When God wakes you up between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., it's because he has something significant for you to do. You may be called to intercede for your family, pray for your nation, or receive divine instructions for the next season of your life. Your role as a watchman extends beyond yourself. It encompasses those around you. When you stand in the gap, you are stepping into your position as both a protector and a warrior in the spiritual realm. We live in a world brimming with distractions, and sometimes, even during the night, these distractions can sneak in. Whether it's the temptation to check your phone, the overwhelming thoughts of the day, or the desire to return to sleep, staying focused can be difficult. But there are practical ways to overcome these distractions and stay engaged during the fourth watch. Before you go to bed, set the stage to invite God's presence into your space. Play soft worship music, dim the lights, and remove any unnecessary noise. Creating an atmosphere of peace will help you remain centered when God wakes you up. Avoid scrolling through your phone or watching TV right before bed, as these activities clutter your mind and make it harder to focus. Instead, spend the last 30 minutes of your evening in prayer, reading your Bible, or meditating on God's word. This preparation will make your spirit more receptive when God calls you during the night. When you wake up during the fourth watch, make a conscious decision to engage with God. Sit up, get out of bed, and begin praying or meditating. Do not let the temptation to fall back asleep take over before you've had the chance to connect with Him. Consistency is crucial in maintaining this practice. The more consistent you are in waking up, praying and seeking God during these hours, the clearer you will hear His voice and feel His presence. Even Jesus, the Son of God, understood the importance of early morning communion with the Father. In Mark 1:35 we read, "Very early in the morning, while it was still dark, Jesus got up, left the house, and went off to a solitary place where He prayed." If Jesus needed this time of connection with the Father, how much more do we? If you find yourself waking up between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., do not ignore it. As a chosen one, God is calling you for a specific purpose. He's inviting you into a deeper intimacy with Him, engaging you in spiritual warfare, and offering prophetic insight into both your life and the lives of others. When God wakes you up, don't roll over and go back to sleep. Embrace the wake-up call. Respond to the divine invitation by praying, meditating, and declaring God's promises over your life. As you consistently engage with Him during these sacred hours, you will experience breakthroughs, receive divine direction, and develop a deeper relationship with Him. Thank you for watching. May you continue to seek God's presence, and until next time, stay vigilant in your calling.